15 dominant secrets you can't ignore. Social dominance is everywhere, from workplaces to friendships and even daily interactions. But what makes someone truly dominant? This video breaks down 15 key dominant signs that reveal who naturally commands respect and influence. From body language to mindset, you'll learn how dominance is expressed and recognized. Watch closely. You might even see these traits in yourself. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss new videos. Let's dive in. We generally avoid discussing or explicitly pointing out relative power dynamics, and we tend to feel uneasy when others bring up their superior status in a hierarchy. As a result, we often downplay it, even though we can easily recognize a person's social standing, whether in friendships, professional environments, or personal relationships. Speaking of hierarchy, as the most complex species on the planet, we naturally establish perceived social ranks based on attributes such as physical strength, wealth, status, intelligence, experience, popularity, and even romantic desirability. Whether we like it or not, people will judge us just as we judge them to determine the level of connection we are willing to establish. It's an inevitable aspect of human nature. After all, we are social beings constantly striving for survival and success. Now, to be clear, this video is not intended to teach you how to be dominant or alpha. True dominance in a man often emerges through personal growth, experience, and the ability to navigate life's challenges over time. Instead, this video aims to help you recognize and understand social dominance, whether it's identifying the dominant individual in a group or realizing that it might actually be you. When someone holds a superior social position, their dominance naturally radiates through nonverbal communication, both in how they express themselves and how others respond to them. In other words, it becomes evident through body language, gestures, and micro-expressions. Dominance is demonstrated, not verbally declared. Understanding this is crucial in social situations. If you sense that someone is more dominant than you in a group setting, don't let your ego and insecurities push you into a futile attempt to alpha them. Instead, analyze your environment. If you're in a setting where you possess significant expertise, your natural confidence will allow you to take charge. If not, it's wiser to step back. Remember, your reputation is always at stake, and you must protect it by staying alert to the dynamics at play. The smartest approach when encountering a more dominant individual is to observe and learn from them. Over time, you may even identify their weaknesses and inconsistencies, which could serve to your advantage in the long run. With that said, here are 15 key signs of social dominance, based on my observations of those who naturally emerge as leaders in any setting. Some of these traits are obvious, while others are more subtle. 1. They maintain a strong yet relaxed presence. True dominance exudes an effortless sense of control, confidence, and authority. When someone possesses these qualities, they appear naturally composed and unbothered. Their movements are slow and deliberate. Their posture is open, and their body language is unshaken. They walk with a fluid stride, keep their eyelids relaxed or slightly lowered, and often lean back when seated. In contrast, those who feel nervous or overwhelmed tend to display tense gestures, make sudden movements, struggle to hold a steady position, and adopt a more defensive or closed posture. 2. They maintain eye contact with anyone for as long as they want. Dominant individuals rarely lower their gaze or look down for extended periods. Their chin remains elevated and their eyes continuously scan their surroundings for things that interest them. Their sense of superiority gives them a confident, sometimes even arrogant, disposition in social interactions. This extends to eye contact. They make unwavering, direct eye contact with others, often causing discomfort. However, they remain indifferent to how others feel about it because they instinctively know that most people lack the confidence to challenge them. 3. They smirk more than they smile. A smirk can indicate approval or dismissal depending on the context. Regardless, dominant individuals are difficult to impress or unsettle. They tend to be emotionally reserved, rarely reacting impulsively or displaying excessive emotion, whether positive or negative. 4. They frequently initiate physical contact. As I mentioned earlier, dominant people often feel entitled, and this extends to physical boundaries. They are more likely to engage in physical contact, whether it's a pat on the back, a hand on the shoulder, or an arm around someone's waist. This subtle invasion of personal space is a way to establish influence over others. For example, when a dominant individual places their hand around someone and leads them in a certain direction, the other person often follows without realizing it. While this may make some uncomfortable, most people won't challenge it unless they too have a dominant personality. 5. They take up more space and create distance between themselves and others. This is a detail that many overlook. Dominant individuals have a strong need for control and authority, which manifests in their use of space. space. They position themselves where they can observe and oversee their surroundings clearly. They sit with their legs spread, lean back in chairs, and create physical distance between themselves and others. This is also why high-ranking executives often have large desks positioned at the far end of an office. They want to maintain a clear vantage point over everything happening in the room. 6. When they speak, everyone turns to listen. The moment a dominant person begins talking, people instinctively shift their attention to them. Their presence commands respect, or in some cases, fear. Their competence in various aspects of life makes others naturally intimidated by them, compelling people to remain attentive even if they aren't particularly interested in what is being said. 7. When they interrupt, no one challenges them. This might be frustrating for some, but it's a reality. When dominant individuals interject in a conversation, no matter how engaging it is, others tend to fall silent. Whether out of respect or fear of confrontation, most people simply allow them to take control of the discussion. Everyone still turns their heads and prepares to listen when they speak. 8. People naturally follow them without hesitation. When leading a group, whether it's walking to a restaurant or guiding a team, most people instinctively glance back to check if others are still following. This unconscious behavior stems from a primal fear of isolation and serves as a self-esteem check to gauge how much others respect their leadership. However, dominant individuals rarely feel the need to look back. They simply assume people will follow because they have already set the tone and established control from the start. 9. They openly express displeasure towards those they disapprove of. Their confidence, coupled with a strong sense of entitlement, allows them to freely voice criticisms, sometimes even insults, without fear of pushback. They understand that their influence is powerful enough that people either agree with them outright or feel pressured to conform, even if they secretly disagree. This is the power of authority when someone is both respected and feared. 10. They speak in a deep, controlled voice and never over-explain. A high-pitched voice can signal excitement or anxiety, whereas a deep, steady tone conveys confidence. Dominant individuals never feel the need to raise their voices to be heard. When they speak, others listen. They also avoid excessive justification of their statements. In contrast, those who feel insecure or dishonest tend to over-explain as a way of seeking validation. 11. When uninterested in someone, they make it subtly obvious. When dominant individuals find someone uninteresting or mildly irritating, they don't pretend to engage. Instead, they shift their focus elsewhere, making it clear they aren't invested in the conversation. Unlike most people who force themselves to be polite out of social courtesy, dominant personalities have no problem showing disinterest, regardless of how the other person might feel. 12. Others compete to assist them and seek their approval. This is especially noticeable in workplace settings where employees actively try to win favor with high-ranking individuals. People instinctively recognize that gaining approval from dominant figures can open doors to better opportunities, higher status, and increased benefits. As a result, when these individuals request assistance, those around them subtly compete to be the first to step forward. 13. Their energy influences those around them. Confidence and presence are contagious. When a dominant person sets the tone, people naturally adjust their behavior to align with them. This is a subconscious act of conformity in response to authority and influence. 14. They make decisions with conviction and rarely second-guess themselves. Dominant individuals have a talent for making even complex or high-stakes decisions seem simple. Unlike most people who hesitate due to fear of failure or overanalysis, they focus solely on what makes the most sense and offers the greatest benefit. They persuade others to follow their lead by emphasizing the risks of indecision and downplaying potential downsides, making people feel safer going along with them. 15. Their skills and mindset make them indispensable. This is arguably the most important trait and one that many overlook. True dominance isn't just about confidence, it's about possessing valuable abilities that ensure others continually seek them out, regardless of personal opinions or disagreements. Whether people admire or resent them, they still need them. Despite any criticism or opposition, dominant individuals maintain their status because their skills, knowledge, and experience are in constant demand. Their expertise in areas like business, networking, or leadership keeps them relevant, ensuring that even those who dislike them will eventually return when they need something. For instance, the person this video is inspired by has built a vast network of connections across different industries. He genuinely enjoys meeting people and learning about their lifestyles, and this passion has become his greatest asset. His ability to connect with influential individuals allows him to secure lucrative deals and business opportunities, further expanding his reach. We've all heard the saying, "Your network is your net worth," and in this case, it couldn't be more accurate. Businesses thrive on relationships, whether for exposure, consulting, marketing, finance, logistics, or exclusivity. Even if someone dislikes a dominant figure's personality, they will still seek them out for their expertise. This is why it's crucial crucial to cultivate skills that are not only personally fulfilling, but also highly valuable in the marketplace. No matter how confident you perceive yourself to be, it's the external demand for your abilities that determines your true worth, not just your own biased self-assessment.